reward spoken of in Hebrews was not temporal and it was not physical. Sometimes it does work out, but sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes God will bring the healing, and sometimes God won't bring the healing. Sometimes he'll restore that marriage, and sometimes he won't restore that marriage. Sometimes he'll bring your child back to you, sometimes he won't bring your child back to you. Sometimes you'll get that promotion and get that job and get the vehicle that you've been praying for, and sometimes you won't get the promotion and you won't get the vehicle and you won't get the thing that you've been praying for. What then is the reward? Verse 32. Verse 32 of Hebrews 11, it gives us several examples. And it says something, and I want to read to you from the New Living Translation. It says something that just blows my mind, because it starts off by showing us individuals who actually benefited physically, temporally from faith. It says, how much do I need to say? Verse 32, how much do I need to say? It would take too long to recount the stories of the faith of Gideon and Barak and Samson and Jephthah and David and Samuel and all the prophets. By faith, these people overthrew kingdoms. That's a positive. Ruled with justice. That's a positive. Received what God had promised them. That's a positive. They shut the mouths of lions and quenched the flames of the fire and escaped death by the edge of the sword. Their weakness was turned to strength. They became strong in battle and put whole armies to flight. Women received their loved ones back again from the dead. I mean, all these things are positive. And it leads us to draw a conclusion that if you have faith, it will always work out in your life. But you can't stop reading there. Because if you just read a little bit further, it also says, but others were tortured, refusing to turn from God in order to be set free. They placed their hope in a better life after the resurrection. Some were jeered at and their backs were cut open with whips. Others were chained in prison. Some died by stonings. Some were sawed in half, and others were killed with the sword. Some went about wearing skins of sheep and goats, destitute, oppressed, and mistreated. And yet this is a lot of those who have faith. And then it says, they were too good for this world. Wandering over deserts and mountains, hiding in caves and in the ground. Faith doesn't always work out down here. Sometimes you'll have faith in God, that God will move and that God will provide, and God won't move and God won't provide. And we have examples of men and women who were jeered at, whose backs were cut, who were chained and placed in prison, who died by stonings, all of them going to their death holding on to faith. So what's the reward? Verse 39. All these people earned a good reputation because of their faith. Yet none of them received all that God had promised. For God had something better in mind. God had something better in mind. You see, you don't demonstrate faith to obtain a certain outcome. You demonstrate faith to obtain a certain response. Okay, you missed it. You don't demonstrate faith to obtain a certain outcome. So I'm going to demonstrate faith because I want God to move in this area. I'm going to demonstrate faith because I want God to move in that area. No. You don't demonstrate faith to obtain a certain outcome. Faith is not the coins you put in the vending machine to get whatever you want. You demonstrate faith to obtain a certain response. And what is that response? Well, verse 2 tells us in Hebrews 11. Verse 2 says, for by it the people of old received a good commendation, a good reputation, a good testimony. That response that we use faith to obtain is for us to hear God say, when it's all said and done, well done. Well done. It won't always work out. Well done. Your loved ones won't always be restored to you. well done. The marriage won't always end in harmonious bliss. Well done. Sometimes you'll lose loved ones and you'll lose the job and you'll suffer loss and persecution. But at the end of the day, the thing that matters most is not what I gained or amassed in this life, but it's me hearing God say, well done. And I believe, you know as well as I do, that Atta, when she stands before God, that she's going to hear those two words. Are no other words that are more sweet than those two words. For God to say, well done. That's why we run this race. That's why we sacrifice. That's why we stay up all night and pray. That's why we cry out to God. That's why we serve Him. Because when it's all said and done, God, you can have my life, you can have my health, you can have everything, God. You can take it all from me. All I want to hear is well done.